Hello, lovely people of Web3, crypto, and blockchain. Welcome to yet another really exciting live session by Voice of Crypto. And we do these live sessions every day to get a pulse of the market, to understand how the market is performing. And today, yet again, we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Binance Live. So, anyone who's joining, we'll wait for around a minute or so more before we start. Our Friday sessions are a tad bit more interesting or are a little bit more lengthy, so to say, because we take a look at weekend price action. We also take a look at how top cryptocurrencies have performed in the entire week. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We will also take a look at some of the top news from the Web3 crypto and blockchain market. So, without further ado, we will dive right into prizes first. But before that, I have a quick update for our communities, for anyone who joins and our audiences. This crucial update I have been saying on our live sessions, and once again, I would reiterate that we at Voice of Crypto have. Announced a 200 US dollar giveaway. It is a weekly giveaway that any and everyone who joins stands a chance to win. However, the condition is that you will have to comment, and the best of the comments from our live sessions, be it our Binance Live, our YouTube Live, or our Twitter Spaces, anyone who comments and anyone who asks relevant questions will stand a chance to win a part of or the entire prize pool. So make sure that you are commenting, engaging in these sessions, because by the end of the week, in fact, by the beginning of next week is when we will release prizes. So if you want to see your name on that prize list, make sure to comment. Now, without further ado, we would dive right into the crypto market. It is a very pleasant day for cryptocurrencies. Most of the cryptocurrencies are trading in green, and it is indeed a very good start to the weekend. Bitcoin has gained quite intensely. It has finally established itself above the 37,000 US dollar mark, and it is trading in green on the hourly, daily, and weekly price chart. In fact, on the weekly, Bitcoin has gained almost 8%, a little short of 8%, but it is almost 8%. Ethereum, on the other hand, is the star of the day with 8% daily gains. And just yesterday, we were talking about Ethereum crossing over the 2000 US dollar mark, which would mean that Ethereum is finally out of the bearish blues. However, if Ethereum bulls are able to maintain above this key support level, that's when we'll know that the price action has in fact pivoted towards bullish for Ethereum. A quick look at the global crypto market cap shows us that it rose by over 2%. The global crypto market cap stood at 1.41 trillion US dollar, a massive increase from the 1 trillion US dollar mark that it had been oscillating around for a really long time. Just yesterday, we were seeing that the global crypto market cap was at about 1.35, and now it is about 1.41 trillion, a big gain from yesterday. In fact, throughout the week, if we take a look at the market cap, we will surely see a steady rise in the crypto market cap. Bitcoin is Bitcoin is a leader in terms of the larger cryptocurrencies, and it is largely due to Bitcoin's movement or price trajectory that a lot of other altcoins also see decent gains. And today, from yesterday to today, again, Bitcoin managed to make quite a few moves, and positive ones at that, in the market, and that is what primarily led to a bump in prices. Ethereum prices, however, saw a decent uptick due to a lot of rumors around Ethereum ETF being the next step for the crypto market. We'll talk about that towards the end of the episode. But before that, we'll take a quick look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Uh, the top 10 altcoins, rather. A look at XRP shows us that despite the bullish overturn that the market saw today, XRP didn't make a lot of positive moves. In fact, on the daily chart, XRP is down by 4%. On the weekly chart, XRP is still up by 8%, almost 8%, which is not a bad picture for XRP holders. Moving on, Solana is still gaining. It gained over 6% in the last one day, and Solana and Chainlink have been few tokens that have gained quite a bit of ground in the last 1 month or so. Cardano also charting pretty decent sustained gains, while we're not seeing gains as we saw on Solana or Chainlink in Cardano. We are still seeing a steady sort of rise in terms of price, and that can be clearly spotted by looking at the weekly uptick for Cardano or ADA, which is over 17%. So, a pretty decent overview for Cardano at the moment. Dogecoin, on the other hand, has lost a little bit of ground by almost 2% on the daily. However, on the weekly chart, it is doing decent in terms of price. It is still up by almost 10% on the weekly. Tron gained 6% today in the last 24 hours. On the weekly, however, it gained over 8%. Toncoin also gaining a bit of ground in the market, but not as impressive as a few other altcoins in the top 10, 15. Chainlink, which was the star of the show, has been for the last few days, is now noting a bit of downtick, almost 4%, over a little bit over 4%. However, the weekly gains remain intact with almost 30% gains. Polygon's Matic gaining a little bit ground, just over 1%. However, weekly gains once again intact for Polygon. Same goes for Dot with over 13% weekly gains, but in terms of short term price action, not much to look out for either Dot, Link, Litecoin, Wrapped Bitcoin, and Shiba Inu as well. AVAX too not doing great. Same goes for Bitcoin Cash. We will, of course, deep dive into the top gainers of the day by the end of this episode. But before that, we will be taking a look at the top news of the day. One of the biggest news that came from the crypto market today was that uh, Poloniex exchange got hacked, and reports the reports that we got at Voice of Crypto suggested that the Justin Sun led cryptocurrency exchange Poloniex has been hacked, and attackers siphoned funds away from the exchange at an alarming rate. Over 60 million in crypto was suspected to be stolen, and this included assets such as Tron, Pepe, and Magic Coin. There were a few other altcoins that were siphoned away from this particular exchange. However, Peck Shield alert notification suggested that these these cryptocurrencies, in fact, had the highest number of assets involved. The Tron founder and the owner of Poloniex Exchange, Justin Sun, has chimed in on the event, and he has assured the community that the crypto exchange still maintains a healthy financial position. As for Poloniex, the users who were affected by the attack, Justin Sun has assured them that they will be reimbursed for their losses. He said that we are currently investigating the hack incident, and they are trying to maintain a healthy financial position and will fully reimburse the affected funds. They were also exploring opportunities for collaboration with other exchanges to facilitate recovery of these funds. How this entire incident will pan out is something that remains to be seen, but we at Voice of Crypto will be carefully watching this movement of the siphoned assets that happened. That said, another big update came from Celsius. Celsius, the bankrupt Web3 organization that went bankrupt sometime last year. After that, now there are reorganization plans. There were quite a few reorganization plans that were in the making. However, one plan has finally been approved by court, and implementations are set to start by early 2024. The order marks Celsius's exit from bankruptcy. So Celsius is finally not bankrupt. Big good news for Celsius holders, people who had assets in Celsius. They filed for bankruptcy sometime last year in July, and a process that has also saw it make a 4.7 billion settlement with the US over fraud allegations. So a lot is happening with Celsius. However, now a bit of positive news is coming from the Celsius ecosystem. How Celsius holders will deal with this news, or when they will get reimbursements, if any, is something that remains to be seen. We will, of course, do an in depth analysis of this reorganization plan that is set to happen at Celsius. So, check out voiceofcrypto.online for any of these information and for other news updates from the Web3 market. That said, another news that came from the futures market or the options market was that CME Group has once again topped Binance. Just a few days back, or I suppose a week back, we saw that Binance took the lead in terms of open interest, holding the largest Bitcoin futures open interest. Now, however, CME has once again taken the top spot. CME's rise to the top suggests increased institutional interest, as the platform is a favorite among large traditional financial institutions. So, this essentially means that when Binance took the first spot, it was a lot of retail movement in the market. And now that CME is back to the top spot, we can make claims that there is an increased institutional interest in Bitcoin and in Bitcoin on CME. CME is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and it has finally surpassed Binance as the exchange with the largest Bitcoin futures open interest for only the second time in history. And the first time was about 2 years ago. Now, once again, CME has taken the top spot. So these were some of the most important pieces of news updates from the crypto, Web3, and blockchain market. And now, time for our most exciting section on the show, which is a look at the top gainers of the day. And we also leave a few tips and tricks of how to manage yourself throughout the weekend. This weekend would seem a little bit more exciting than the rest of the weekends because Bitcoin and Ethereum both have crossed over key support resistance levels. So, how Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as the top altcoins, would perform would essentially pave the way for uh, the future of a lot of altcoins in the market. So, without further ado, a quick look at the top gainers of the day. FTX's FTT token has surged massively by almost 38%. The FTT token keeps on oscillating between a lot of price ranges, and we know what happened to FTX last year led to a massive downfall in FTT token. Now, however, FTT token is sort of making its way back. In fact, in the last 1 hour itself, FTT has gained over 15%. So quite a massive gain, especially the short-term gains look pretty impressive. I'm sure that people who entered an FTT trade would be knee deep into profits at this point. Almost 175% gains in the last week. So this means that anyone who entered the market 1 week back and bought FTT would now be with a profit bag of over 175%. The second top gainer was Immutable's IMX token, which gained over 22%. Rocket Pool stood at the third position with over 17% gains, followed by Lido DAO's LDO token, Ethereum Classic, Ethereum, Frax shares FXS token, and Optimism's OP tokens, closely followed by Solana. So these were some of the top gainers of the day. However, if I have to closely look at the gainers and assess what coins would in fact make a comeback next week, so I think we would be carefully looking at Ethereum over the next coming week, primarily because Ethereum crossed over a key resistance support line, SNR line, which is the 2000 US dollar mark. In fact, Ethereum's price action was largely dominated by Bitcoin's price action throughout the last week and month, and each sort of followed the same, similar, if not same, price trajectory or gains as BTC did. Now, however, if we take a look at the 1 week price action of Ethereum, we'll see that ETH managed to make its way from the below 1900 US dollar mark right up to the 2K mark. And this is quite an impressive rise for the second biggest cryptocurrency in the market. On a monthly price chart as well, the massive uptick that Ethereum has seen from the 1900 right up to the 2000 US dollar mark is a pretty impressive stride, so to say. So Ethereum will be one coin that we will be carefully monitoring throughout. That we will be carefully monitoring throughout the next week, why this particular price rise took place, and what exactly the market has for Ethereum is something that still remains to be seen. However, Ethereum for sure has made a lot of positive. It has made a lot of positive, let's say, actions in the market. FTTs, and we can clearly see that there is a disclaimer which says that the FTXE bankruptcy proceedings are underway, and FTT token no longer has any use and may be liquidated. So it essentially, because of FTX no longer functioning, FTT token is essentially useless, right? However, a lot of trade is happening for FTT, and this could largely be a pump and dump scheme by traders or whales. However, 1 month chart for FTT looks pretty interesting. Once again, I would like to give a disclaimer that none of what we say on these sessions or our guests say is financial advice. So before entering the market, do your own research. Be very mindful of where you put your assets, or losing your funds is no biggie in the crypto market. 1 year price chart of FTT shows us that this $3 mark is something that FTT hasn't seen in the entire last year. Now, however, it has managed to gain a little bit, but still, for FTT to make a comeback, it would essentially have to establish itself above the $10 mark. Whether that would happen, whether FTX will make a comeback. Just yesterday, we at Voice of Crypto published a news about FTX returning under new leadership. So for sure, most definitely, SBF is out of the picture, but there could be a new leader for FTX. How they would reform FTX, how FTX will get back into business, and whether crypto market participants would trust FTX once again is something that remains to be seen, and it is still a big question for almost everyone in the Web3 space. However, what will happen in the future is something that we would see very closely and would be right here to decode anything and everything that happens in the Web3 market. So stay tuned, keep following Voice of Crypto on all our social media platforms. And one exciting update that I have for our communities that I also mentioned at the beginning of the session is that we now have our $200 weekly giveaway live. So make sure that you guys comment on the comment section and ask relevant questions or make relevant comments, and the relevant comments would stand a chance to win from the pool. The relevant commentators would stand a chance to win from the pool of this $200 that we have for our communities. Once again, thank you so much for joining Voice of Crypto and our live session each and every day. This is it from me today. Varuni signing off. Please join us on Monday. I will be right here back on all of these platforms with a few more exciting updates. Thanks once again.